Hello once again, everybody. We are doing a country roads take me home. We're going to do the back roads of Mount Gretna. We just had done the jeez, that guy came right up on me. Anyways. Oh, what's up with people today, man? They're just like more nuts than normal. But anyways, we had done the Pennsylvania Chautauqua, and I went some back roads because I was looking around for some other signs, and site of the National Guard used to be out here in Mount Gretna before Fort Indiantown Gap area was region was bought, and I guess it would be in 1931 to 1933 they were buying out all the land, and then the National Guard base was moved to there from here at Mount Gretna. But we're going to drive around some of these back roads. I don't think I'm going to do the video today on the Chautauqua, the Pennsylvania historic marker there right in Mount Gretna, just simply because I'm tired. I just got off of I work at that event collective and did another 2 hours there. I was filming a little bit earlier at Fort Indiantown Gap, and I'm just sort of beat. So I'm going to do a country roads take me home. One of them, we're going to do some of the back roads around Mount Gretna, and then we're going to make the run from Mount Gretna out to Colebrook, Mount Wilson region, and go from there. But I'll tell you a couple of things. This is sort of like a country roads take me home, but also country vlogs take me home. I had the appointment yesterday with the wound doctor, my surgeon, and I got to get an x-ray on the right foot, and that way he can see exactly where we're at with how the bones are doing, how they're handling, not having the second toe and metatarsal in there, and then determine how we're going to proceed forward. I'm going to be in the cast starting next Thursday, so I'm going to be trying to do some filming the next week or so to try to get a bunch of stuff stored up and go from there. And then that probably be 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a whole month of being in a cast till the wound heals, and then it's going to go into, sheesh, people, what is up with people like coming out like that? Anyways, so the idea is that we're going to wind out, I guess, going out to, this is the wrong place. That's when you have somebody riding you is hard. We'll go out, we'll go out to Colebrook first, and then turn around, and then come back and hit some of these mountain roads, see where they lead, and just meander about Mount Gretna region. But anyways, we'll go here. I'm getting tired of this guy being on my butt. But anyways, so I guess how we're going to proceed is that we're going to have the foot surgery after the cast comes off. Now that's pretty minor surgery if it's just for the tendons, sort of, I guess it's loosening them, tendons and ligaments, so basically there's more maneuverability in the foot. The hope is that that'll then help with weight distribution. The other thing, after he gets the x-ray, there's 2 bones that he can remove apparently, that will also sort of do something with reconstruction, that it'll help to get that weight distribution off of the big toe, because that's where the wound is occurring and reoccurring. So I guess the general hope is that then, when that gets done, maybe that'll stop this from happening, and we don't have to go as far as doing the transmetatarsal surgery, where they basically have to remove the front third to almost half of my foot, and I'm just not quite sure if that's what's going to happen or not. But they are talking about if this other stuff doesn't work, then I got to go in for that surgery, which would probably be Probably late fall, going into winter, because they want to get the stuff taken care of with my lungs and my esophagus to make sure there are no major issues there, and basically get my health up to a standing where they don't have to worry about basically the surgery killing me. The surgery itself probably wouldn't, but it's just sort of the nervousness is that it would wind out leading to getting pneumonia or something like that, because my lungs are so weak and just constantly getting bronchitis. And I guess the fear is that my health is in such a place right now that I wouldn't handle it well. And so that's the overall standing on that. Worst case, like say even I start to break down over the transmetatarsal surgery, start breaking down, then we got to start considering what's next. And I've already said that if it comes to the place where they start talking about, I've heard some people, they like take down right above the heel. I would rather have them just take below the knee and just go from there. And then I'd wind out having prosthetic legs, and I'm all right with that. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but it's better than basically just continuing doing the same thing, and just ultimately I wind up keep on getting infections, keep on breaking open until the point that I wind up getting MRSA or sepsis, and then that's the end of me as well. So it's sort of looking at it from the point, as much as it's not a great feeling to look at it this way, is that it may just ultimately be what I have to do to prevent continuing down the path that I am right now. So, and I've been prepared for it. They've talked to me about it, so it's not like excuse me, it's not like it's a huge huge surprise, but it's just something you have to prepare yourself for. And I mean, the ultimate point is to try to get to the stage where I have some kind of normalcy, where I'm not going through infection after infection and breaking down, and then ultimately I'm just in a place where my health's going to fail at some point to where I'm not going to recover. So it's better to sort of say, okay, maybe we got to do it this way. As much as it's not pleasant, it may ultimately be the way that has to be done, and we just go from there. And so prayers and thoughts and all that good stuff was be appreciated, because really still at the end of the day don't really know. We're gonna go down to the lake here just to take a peeky at it. This is actually a man-made lake, and there is not a man-made goose. Hey goose, what's up, homie? Quack, quack, quack. They're the mean Canadian geese that like to bite and hiss and do all the other good stuff. We used to have one down at the Hershey Company, the corporate docks. It would go down there, have its babies, and then it would just be like chasing people all over the place and screaming at them. It was mean. I didn't like that one. Just that cobra chicken, I think is one of the funny names that they have for them. But this was a man-made lake. I'm not quite sure if it was done by the Colemans when they sort of founded Mount Gretna as this day trip activities type place, or if this was done once this became, more of a Chautauqua. I really am not sure, but anywho, it is a really pretty little lake down there, and you come down here, do all kinds of water activities. John was asking me earlier about what other kinds of recreation and stuff do they have here, and Mount Gretna is a really, really cool place. I get more and more of an appreciation for it all the time. But anyways, so the lake's down here. When we go down through to Colebrook, when we go back out here, then that will you'll get to see the lake a little bit better. But anyways, they do have all kinds of stuff out here that just really neat activities. You have the Jigger Shop, which I would highly recommend to anybody. It's a little expensive depending on what your price point is for ice cream, but wow. They are good. It's a great environment. A number of really cool restaurants out here. Of course, they have Mount Gretna Playhouse, which is considered to be one of the premier summer playhouses out there. This is the historic marker for, I believe it's the 16th Pennsylvania, because this is in the general region where they had the National Guard base. But anyways, the Mount Gretna Playhouse is amongst the top 2 or 3 summer playhouses, theaters out there. We had been out at New Hope with Ralph Watts, and we had gone by Upper Bucks or Bucks County Playhouse, and that's considered like the best. Which one's the best? I really honestly don't know. I've heard other ones too that are supposed to be really phenomenal as well, but apparently the shows that they put on here at Mount Gretna Playhouse are really, really well done. It's a very pleasant, it's sort of an open playhouse, but it is covered, it has a roof. It's like on Mount Gretna, I think Country Roads Take Me Home. We went right by it. I didn't realize what it was at first because I hadn't been up here for a while, or I should say down here from where I live. But anyways, or anywho, we will go back down through Mount Gretna here. This is Route 117 North that we're presently heading down on. But there's the historic marker we just went by. Playhouse is there to the left, and it's up right up in there. It's pretty neat. But we'll be coming up, and that is the Jigger Shop. That is the huge, like, especially here when it starts getting busy, like, it's hard to find parking. But it is such a neat, just a really, really neat place to go eat ice cream, and just sort of great for families, that type of stuff. So it's very, very neat. We'll be coming up here on the lake right over here. Once again, this is man-made lake, but this was a big thing. Victorian era day trips were becoming a huge thing. So if you could go out to a place like this, it was quite cool. And that's, we talked about the competing Cornwall Railroad and the Cornwall and Lebanon Railroad. Cornwall and Lebanon Railroad, owned by Robert Habersham Coleman, is the one that made Mount Gretna, founded it. And then Penryn Park is the sort of day vacation spot that the Cornwall Railroad made. And that was, I think William Dawson Coleman, and then his brother. And needless to say, they were not very happy with Robert, their cousin, for making his competing railroad and competing sort of day vacay place. And it created a lot of lawsuits, a lot of anger, and a lot of races from Cornwall to Lebanon on their railroads, and they would skid past the stop by a good 150 yards or so when they put on the brakes. So it was a little nutty, very unsafe, but I guess you gotta have something to do if you're rich, and that's have your competing railroads and competing day vacation spots. But Mount Gretna has evolved over the years from a Chautauqua, originally a day trip vacation spot, to Chautauqua, to just sort of, it's an all year round living space, but a lot of cool, unique features that people love to come up to Mount Gretna and explore. They're very big. They have some art festivals up there as well in Mount Gretna. A lot of really, really neat things all year round, different festivals and things like that. So there's definitely plenty. Check out Mount Gretna. They have website. I'll actually probably post that on this video in the comments. They also would have some stuff for their art festivals, Mount Gretna Historical Society, a lot of different things. And if you do like old school roller skating as well, the Mount Gretna roller skating rink is one of the oldest roller skating rinks in North America, or at least in the U.S. And because I think that was started in the early 30s. I think the building dates back to the 1880s. I guess it was like a dance hall and a couple other things, and then eventually got turned into a roller skating rink. COVID really hurt it, and then some new owners bought it and have it up and going again. So it's really cool place, a lot of history. Town has a lot of history. It's just a unique place to go and enjoy time with the family. I think once we get up to Colebrook, we're gonna say we're done. That's sort of cool, and I'd like to stop at that because that probably has some kind of significance. It's like where water would come out, but it's a lot more ornate than normally would be. There's also, at one point, they were talking about making a state prison out here. I'll have to do a video on that at some point. I know Cliff did one, I think, at one point, because I bought a book for him about it in Mount Gretna Prison. I bought it over at Ralph's store, Comics and Paperbacks Plus in Palmyra. But a lot of cool history out here. Now this is, I believe, Colebrook. We have done videos in this area of the Colebrook mill. We did the haunted history on the hounds of Colebrook. And this eventually goes down towards Mount Wilson, I believe. But we are gonna go this way because I am gonna start heading home because I am tired. My arm hurts and I'm grumpy, I think. But anyways, so this is another neat little road. Takes you out through down to 322, which is where we're going to be heading next. But I'm hoping, regardless with the channel, with being in the cast, it's like I'll have a bunch of live stuff. I'm trying to I want to get a bunch of shorts done. But we will be taking North 241 instead of going 117 to take us over to Campbelltown. And yeah, the Kirchenwald, which I believe is a campgrounds for the Lutheran Church. It's very German. It means this place is awesome, let's go camping. Something like that. But regardless, I'll wind up doing, I have a number of viewer submitted videos that I can do. I just have a lot of different stuff that I can concentrate on, series like Heroines of Hometown History, the inventions, greatest inventions of every state, tales of hometown history, a lot of the different war stuff, the war tales, there's a number of those. So I got a lot of stuff. I want to try to keep this channel going this time through. I think my mindset, I'm in a better place because at least now I sort of get out a little bit, even with the cast, whereas before I was sort of stuck at home. I was also not feeling well. There's a lot of, it was not a pleasant time there for that little bit. But I'm in a better place health-wise and all that. So, Weber's Sawmill place is massive. I knew a guy that used to work there and then lived up above me on the lane, Greenpoint, Pennsylvania. But yeah, I can see the I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and then it just sort of gets pulled forward or further away every single time. But I think my attitude's pretty good. Not that it wasn't before, but I think I have a general idea of where things are going. I think it also helps that I'm able to work right now. I'm not able to do much, but I can work a little bit. So if ultimately they're like, oh, guess what, the disability is going to take years to get, then I'm done. I mean, I just, at that stage, I got to find a way to make enough money to be able to support myself and just be done with it. Because at that stage, what's the point? I mean, maybe at some point I won't have a choice, but you know, right now it's just basically being made impossible. And I think a lot of it depends on who you're dealing with. Like, if you get somebody that really looks at your case and says, yeah, this person should be on it, you know, but in all honesty too, my mindset is I'd rather support myself. I'd rather not be under the thumb of the government, where my entire existence is basically in the palm of the hand of the government. And if at any time they decide, hey, we'd like to take this away from you, I'm sort of in a bad spot then. So I'd rather be working on avenues in which I can make income and support myself, so I don't have to worry about, in the long run, you know, just having every bit of my existence based upon the generosity of the government. I don't know, I get more disappointed in the way government functions all the time. It's sort of, you look at stuff and it's like, really? You know, why are these problems even existing? You know, in a country as rich as ours, it's a beautiful country, an amazing country. I'm more than thankful that I live here. But you get really tired of the politics after a while, and people playing games, and then, you know, you have a cushy government job and you just basically don't want to do your job. And it just sort of, I don't know, that really, really agitates me, because there are people that they need help. And that's the reason we pay taxes. You know, and like I said, in a country as rich as this, there's no reason that we can't take care of those that need help. But it is what it is. That's a cemetery I want to visit at some point, but I want to make sure that it's okay to go out there, because they do have posted signs at the fields. Technically, via Pennsylvania law, you have right of way to go to a cemetery, but people can still be weird about that type of stuff, and I don't really feel like getting screamed at. But anyways, so a lot of good to come. We're almost at the end of this country roads take me home. Bunch of cool stuff that I've gotten done the last couple days. I think that you guys will enjoy. Different things that we're visiting. And I hope you guys come along for another journey the next time we do a video. And as always, we will see you all about town.